we talked about kids.
Yeah, true. But just so you know, you guys know, because you guys are, beautiful women. You guys are still like women, right? But men, right? Men see a baddie, we think like, I'm gonna get her pregnant. That's what men think when they see a baddie.
What do you do when you think you are above the program, but that man quickly reminds you that you are not? Shanice thought she was gonna get special treatment from the game, but he was like, I mean, he does have a lot of respect for her, but he was not gonna be sitting up there playing house like she wanted him to. Save this as your friendly reminder that you are never above the program.
Shanice completely spiraled after the game went public and made it clear he never actually wanted her. According to him, she was nothing more than another woman he had a child with. The internet has been ruthless, dragging Shanice for not recognizing the red flags sooner, while also calling out Evelyn for seemingly pushing her daughter into the situation just to stay in the spotlight. But don't get it twisted, Evelyn is heated too. She's now coming for the game, accusing him of walking away from her daughter and refusing to take responsibility. What makes the situation even more shocking is that Shanice ended up living the exact reality she claimed she was trying to avoid all along.
You surprised that they weaponized the fact that you two had a baby against me on the show? Like, I had a feeling it would happen, but like, how did you feel about that? Because
they called you a felon.
Yeah. I mean, true.
Are you a felon?
I am. So I don't feel slighted by someone trying to like throw like my past at me. Yeah, I'm a felon. My mama know I'm a felon. My kids know I'm a felon. My fans know I'm a felon, and that's just what it is.
Recently, the game sat down for a podcast interview with Shanice and her mom, Evelyn Lozada. Both parts of the conversation have already been released. Honestly, Shanice probably should have bowed out early because it was painfully obvious that the game was just waiting for the right opportunity to put her on blast from start to finish. The entire exchange felt like a setup, leaving her exposed, uncomfortable, and caught off guard.
Well, thank you for saying that you didn't give me enough grace, because I do agree with you. And I think a lot of my anger came from you not delivering what the expectations were.
Yeah.
So we'll leave that there.
The interview revealed a lot, but what truly stood out was how unprepared Shanice seemed for what she had actually signed up for with the game. What they shared wasn't a clearly defined, committed relationship. It was more of a low-key situationship something. Casual and undefined, that only began to feel serious once she became pregnant with their son, Blaze. Up until that point, Shanice appeared comfortable keeping everything private. She never posted him on social media, and even her own mother, Evelyn, had no idea that anything romantic was going on between them. That alone says a lot. Shanice likely understood that the relationship wouldn't look good publicly, especially given the game's history. So she kept it quiet, moving in silence and avoiding outside opinions. Somewhere along the way, however, things shifted. According to the conversation, the game began making promises, future plans, emotional assurances, and commitments that, in hindsight, he may never have intended to honor. Still, Shanice isn't naive. A simple online search would have revealed plenty about his past. It's hard to believe she wasn't aware of his reputation, especially considering they had been moving in similar circles for years. What makes it even wilder is that the game's ex-fiancée, Tiffany, reportedly had a long-standing friendship with Evelyn and even attended her baby shower. Anyone who watched the game's reality show knows he hasn't exactly built a reputation as someone who consistently steps up in relationships. Even more surprising, Shanice claimed she didn't know he was a felon until he casually mentioned it during the podcast, despite that information being public record. So when she told him she was pregnant, she expected joy, excitement, and the beginning of a real family. Instead, his reaction felt cold and distant. Not receiving the love and reassurance she hoped for blindsided her completely, leaving her emotionally shaken and heartbroken.
When she told me, I was shocked a little bit. Like, literally, I was shocked. And we got into this, thing. I love being a dad, right? Like, absolutely love being a dad. But I was shocked as shit. And I don't think it was the reaction that Sha wanted. So she cried a little bit. And it was uncomfortable for her and for me.
Babe, this whole explanation just doesn't add up. What's wild is that Shauna still tried to make sense of it all. She said the game practically spoke their son into existence, constantly talking about having a baby until she finally became pregnant with Blaze. But let's be real, the real motivation behind why the game wanted a child in the first place feels far more complicated and messy than she's willing to admit.
Just so you guys know, because you guys are, beautiful women. You guys are still like women, right? But men, right? Men see a baddie, we think like, I'm gonna get her pregnant. That's what men think when they see a baddie.
He didn't have a child with her because of deep, genuine feelings. To him, she may have simply been an attractive woman, and having a baby seemed more like an impulsive thrill than a serious commitment. She was never treated as someone truly special, and the hopes she quietly built in her mind were crushed before they ever had a real chance to grow. Shanice isn't young or inexperienced. That's what makes the situation even more heartbreaking. She ended up having a child with someone who appeared to be playing mind games the entire time, while she remained caught up in a fantasy of what could be. His reputation didn't come out of nowhere. It's difficult to understand how she believed she would get marriage and a picture-perfect life from him when so many women before her had hoped for the same thing and walked away disappointed. Honestly, it even seemed like the game enjoyed stirring emotions and watching how women reacted to him. During the interview, he spoke about marriage and claimed people flourish in it, comments that only made the entire situation more confusing and contradictory.
I know people that have been married for 15 years that are fucking miserable, that are miserable. And I look at that and I'm like, I feel like I'm doing good, right? Like I'm great. I'm not married yet, but I feel good. And I'm happy to be exactly who I am. And I also know people who are, married and thriving. So I think that your happiness and what works out or what you feel didn't work out is like subjected to.
As he said all of that, he kept glancing over at Shanice, clearly studying her expression to see how she was reacting. That alone made it obvious he knew she never wanted to end up as just another baby mama. She didn't spend her 20s intentionally, avoiding motherhood just to find herself in the same position as her mother, Evelyn. He was fully aware that what she truly wanted was a meaningful relationship with real potential for marriage. While they were involved, he likely leaned into that desire, telling her exactly what she needed to hear until she was completely wrapped up in him. Even when she asked how he would feel if another man stepped in as a father figure to Blaze, his response revealed a lot. It sounded like, in his mind, she is permanently tied to him now. He basically implied that having his child would make it difficult for her to find a man willing to commit seriously anytime soon.
Now, if Sha got married next year, which is very unlikely because I'm not. It has nothing to do with you and everything to do with me. I'm telling you, there's a thing that like soon as someone figures out that like your baby daddy is the game, it gets a little tricky for a man because people think they know who I am, right? And so it gets a little, damn, am I gonna have to like catch a fade with this nigga? I know how he feels about his kids, so is he going, do I really feel like doing it? Yes, you're beautiful, and yes, I want to be with you, or yes, I love you, but I think that thought process and that courting stage lasts longer than a year, so it definitely won't be next year.
Baby, this is not what 46 years of maturity is supposed to look like. The game really pulled an Offset move, acting like he won by turning Shanice into his baby mama. He framed her as less desirable and now treats her like something he owns. Honestly, it doesn't even seem like he wants her to move on or get married, because that would take away his ability to pop in and out of her life whenever it suits him. What makes this even crazier is what happened afterward. Evelyn has since spoken up, saying that after watching the interview in full clarity, she now sees exactly how the game played her daughter. Shanice was trying so hard to avoid repeating her mother's mistakes and build a life that looked nothing like Evelyn's. She waited, planned, and tried to do everything differently, only to realize she chose a man who didn't truly want her, just the thrill of getting her pregnant. Yet people aren't fully buying the story Evelyn is pushing. Fans find it hard to believe that Evelyn, of all people, didn't pass down any street smarts to her own child, especially after watching the game handle Tiffany the exact same way and still failing to warn her daughter. Make that make sense. Evelyn has a long history of questionable choices with men, and she's been around the block. If she had truly put her daughter on game, Shanice might have avoided the game altogether. Instead, it feels like Shanice was left to figure it out on her own, and that's heartbreaking to watch. The game admitted outright, on Shanice's own platform, that his intention was to get her pregnant because he thought she was attractive. Nothing deeper than that. At that point, it almost feels like more respect would have been due if she'd ended up pregnant by one of these reckless athletes. who still have steady checks coming in. When Shanice tried to suggest he wanted more kids, he basically spelled it out. Some men see a fine woman and think locking her down with a baby is the move. Unreal. So, what do y'all think? Was Shanice completely played? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.